sealed the house off and did a fuller forensic search, which led us to the discovery of Tia's body in the loft.
Hazel was spotted later that day, drunk and telling anyone who'd listened that he was Tia's grandfather and was looking for her. He was arrested near Wimbledon Common. He eventually pleaded guilty to murder and is now serving a life sentence. For most criminals, the lie covers the crime, but for one mother, her lie became the crime.
Police emergency. Hiya, I want the cotton daughter is missing, please. Right, how old is she? 9. 9? Yeah. When did you last see her? She went to school this morning. Right, have there been any argument or any... No, not at all.
Very quickly, the whole community turned out to help, and the police and press response was massive. Karen Matthews appealed for her daughter.
If anybody's got my daughter, my beautiful princess daughter, please bring her home safe.
One journalist who covered the case and got to know Karen was Richard Edwards.
I was utterly convinced that this was every inch the distressed mother going through some sort of unbearable agony.
But the experts, like behavioural analyst Cliff Lansley, can spot flaws in Karen's performance.
Tell me about...
See, the voice here is shaky, but we see no evidence in the brows and no evidence in the mouth of genuine sadness.
There was no sadness because Karen knew exactly where her daughter was. She later claimed, as part of a plan to leave her partner Craig, she had asked an acquaintance, Mick Donovan, to pick Shannon up and keep her at his house until Karen could get away with her other children. But when Craig asked why Shannon had not come home, Karen panicked and called 999, never expecting the enormity of the response.
You can't underestimate the excitement, but also the initial trepidation that Karen Matthews must have felt with media camped out on her doorstep and lots of attention from the police and all of the community rallying around her. This was a woman who lived a very drab existence and had probably not been singled out for any kind of attention that wasn't negative in the past.
Matthews was not a sophisticated liar, and as the campaign gained momentum, this showed more and more.
She will appear to be upset, only superficially upset, in front of the cameras, but she can't contain her excitement at what's going on around her. She just hasn't got the self-control to maintain the lie.
We're looking for lies and truth. In truth, the signals from the body are consistent with what they're saying. In lies, there's a clash.
Perturbed by these inconsistencies, the police tested Matthews by putting her in front of the cameras, a technique they often use.
The more and more she said, the more and more suspicious we got. And it's clear from some of the comments made on some of her press appeals that she probably did know exactly where Shannon was.
Well, I think that somebody out there who knows Shannon was supposed to probably know me as well.
When people lie, they're very focused on what they say, and they've got less control and less focus over what they do.
I just want her home safe, really.
Do you want her home? Yes. Is she still alive? Yes. It doesn't make sense.
After 23 days and a £3 million police operation, Shannon was found in Mick Donovan's flat. While the community celebrated, Karen knew her lies were about to unravel. 4 days later, she broke down and confessed to friends in the presence of a police liaison officer and was immediately arrested.
Well, I mean, why did you phone the police when you knew where she was?
Nobody suspected anything.
And how would, by phoning the police, people not suspect you? What did you hope to achieve by that?
What do you mean by that?
I think the whole lie that Karen had told, she never really understood the enormity of the situation that she put herself in.
Well, you said that I'd phone the police so nobody'd suspect anything. What do you mean?
I think so Craig wouldn't suspect me doing what we're doing with Shannon, as in leaving him and stuff.
So this again was part of your act, to make it look like you were genuinely missing?
Yeah.
the end thing that she said, well, what were I supposed to do? Tell the truth so everybody knew I was a liar? And the answer was, yes, Karen, you should have known.
Karen Matthews may not have killed anybody, but she's certainly reviled because she was willing to put her own child through such torment, and she was clearly a very inadequate and neglectful mother.
Sentenced to 8 years for kidnap, Karen Matthews is now free. While she had become trapped in her lie, one killer revelled in his lie so much, it became a game which took over his life.
Obviously, the question has to be put. I mean, did you kill her?
No, not at all.
Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out and round and round. I said upside down, you're turning me, you're giving love instinctively. Round and round, you're turning me, I say to thee respectfully.
Definitely 6.
The real cost of burglary is not just what they take. It's what they leave behind. That's why all ADT alarms are monitored by our security experts every second of every day. ADT, always there.
Start the new year with a healthy new you. Start eating delicious food that's actually good for you. The fuller longer range. New meals like sweet tamarind chili chicken noodles with roasted peanuts. Lockmuir salmon bake in a rich tomato sauce layered with golden crispy potatoes. Or venison meatballs on creamy mash and rich red wine gravy. Make January the most delicious month of the year. Make today delicious.
The official Star Wars fact file. Examine the weapons and technology. Don't make me destroy you. Discover the humans and aliens. Week by week, build the most complete Star Wars guide ever made. The official Star Wars fact file. Issue 1 out now for just 50p.
They're off again to that Warner. Don't they know there's telly on? No, we wouldn't go, because my Colin just loves my cooking, you see. And anyway, we're too old to try new things.
They're the same age as us, love.
Colin? No, we'll stay right here and get some peace and quiet, thank you.
What are you waiting for? Life begins at Warner. Call or click to save up to 50% in our January sale.
Do you need to go to the toilet too often? Is the urge unexpected and sudden? Or is it frequently disturbing your night's sleep? Then, like around 7 million other people in the country, you may be suffering from an overactive bladder. It's not a natural part of growing older, and you can get help. Visit our website or call for advice and information about the different treatments and effective medications available from your doctor. Because life's too short to put up with an overactive bladder.
Throughout the day, your eyes can lose moisture, leaving them feeling dry and tired. Optrex Actimist is clinically proven to restore the moisture your eyes need. Relieve, refresh, and revive your eyes with Optrex Actimist.
All ADT alarms are continuously monitored from only $24.99 a month after installation. ADT, always there.
Paul O'Grady journeys to Africa to meet the young animals who've lost their parents and the humans who care for them.
Hello. This is because of poachers. Oh, this is heaven.
Paul O'Grady's Animal Orphans, next Tuesday at 9 on ITV.
Experts believe that the clues to when we are lying are not only found in what we say, but are written all over our faces too. They are called micro-expressions, those almost imperceptible flashes of emotion which betray our true feelings.
The beauty of micro-expressions is they leak without knowing it, and we give information that we may not want others to know. So if we're lying, even with this knowledge of facial expressions, most people can't suppress it or stop it.
So I'm stuck in here like a prisoner.
One giveaway moment in murderer Stuart Hazel's face is when he talks about the possibility that Tia, the missing girl he's killed, might be dead.
I can't do nothing. There's nothing I could do because as soon as I walk out, they're all over me. I want to be out there looking in fields, don't want to find her in the field.
He's now feeling scared. This is his neutral face, but this is fear. He's just realised I've just said that she could be dead.
Don't want to find her in the field.
I've been claiming that she's alive. It's very quick. It's less than a fifth a second, but it gives away what he's feeling. What we can hear is the panic, 2 deep breaths, and criticises himself with a very slight head shake no of what have I done. He's changed his story to the truth that she's dead. So he knows he's made a mistake.
The most telling micro-expressions displayed by some killers are inappropriate sadness and pleasure.
Hi, Mitch. You nervous?
When 17-year-old Lindsay Wilson married Mitchell Quay, she had no idea that he was a psychopath.
Mitchell Quay is a deeply unpleasant character who used physical and sexual violence frequently. He's a wife beater.
Lindsay was trying to leave Quay when she went missing just before Christmas 1998. Quay insisted that she'd walked out on him and her 2 young children. Her disappearance was investigated by one of the most experienced detectives on Merseyside.
Mitchell Quay was a very convincing liar. There's no way she would have left those 2 children with a man she despised and was about to divorce. There was just no credibility to it at all.
Quay felt confident that without Lindsay's body or any evidence, he was free to lie at will.
We'd had trouble in our relationship, and we decided to separate before Christmas. But we were going to stay together through Christmas and then split up after.
If you notice Quay's facial expression here, he looks concerned, the raising of the inner eye, upwards of the inner eyebrows. People can fake facial expressions.
This false sadness is demonstrated by other killers to conceal their guilt.
Huntley and Hazel do this. They bring the brows together and squeeze it to fake concern.
How do they seem to you?
Seem fine, very cheerful, happy, chatty.
How do you move forward from here?
I don't.
This is often used by children to fake sadness.
Acting the abandoned father, Quay went all out to court the media protesting his innocence.
You believe that Lindsay is still alive?
Well, I saw her leave. She came back to pick her clothes up. And I've seen her since. My house has been searched 3 times, it's been turned over 3 times, I've taken items. I'm hoping that now they are going to start really looking for her.
Do you think you're in your own mind that she could possibly be dead?
No, not at all.
You know, you've got this finger of suspicion pointing at you, and obviously the question has to be put. I mean, did you kill her?
No, I just wish someone had listened to me.
This just shows that liars can look you straight in the eye, and they will look you straight in the eye.
I keep reliving that conversation.
There was nothing wrong with them. They weren't upset or anything like that.
And I wasn't the last person to see her.
As children, our parents have said to us, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. But of course, we learn how to deceive our parents. Adults, I can assure you, will look you straight in the eye because they want to convince you.
A year after Lindsay's disappearance, in what was to be his final act of deception, Quay went to the lengths of inviting a documentary crew into his home.
Psychopaths, by their nature, are pathological liars.
I'm not a psychopath. Do I look like a psychopath? But what does a psychopath look like? I mean, that's the thing you've got to ask yourself.
But Mitchell Quay takes it quite to another level because he actually enjoys the lie. He revels in the lie.
Experts call this display of happiness duping delight.
Duping delight is the pleasure you get from fooling someone. And this will be increased if you've got an audience, which he clearly has.
And just say again, and it's not a stupid question, it's a very serious question. Did you kill Lindsay?
Wait and find out. Just wait and find out.
You'll see both sides of the mouth start to rise. And he's consciously suppressing this smug joy that he's feeling. He probably realises this is coming on his face, even though it's hard to control. It's a micro expression, and so he attempts to suppress it by tightening his lips.
Simply because I don't need to. Don't mind, because eventually everyone will find out.
And as you can see here, this is a reliable indicator of contempt, of I'm smarter than you, I'm getting away with this, and there's nothing you can prove against me.
Another criminal whose face betrayed clear signs of duping delight was Fadi Nasri.
It's completely changed my life. You know, there's no words that can explain what it has done.
He went on television to appeal for his wife's killer to come forward, when in fact he had hired the hitman. For over a year, Nasri's performance fooled everyone around him.
Nasri was a convincing liar. He never said anything that we could catch him out on.
Obviously, someone's got a guilty conscience. They'll be worrying about what they've done, or shocked, or maybe it was an accident or mistake, or whatever.
I never thought he would have been involved in killing his wife.
But the almost imperceptible signs he was lying were written on his face.
Obviously, someone's got a guilty conscience.
In less than half a second, we see a leakage of happiness. From 2 frames to 7 frames, that smile has disappeared. It's showing on his mouth, it's showing on the eyes. This orbicularis oculi muscle is contracting slightly. There's a slight crease on the bottom eye cover fold that gives that away. This is a genuine feeling of happiness, which goes against the words here. He feels he's on top and he's getting away with this. He's taking pleasure.
Nasri got away with it for 9 months. But after the police traced the murder weapon to the hitman he'd hired, both were sentenced to life. His pleasure at having escaped detection for so long could only be seen in fleeting glimpses, whereas Kwai's duping delight had become all-consuming.
Psychopaths want to ensure that they can convince people. It's not just good enough that they get away with stuff, they want to beat you. They're different to other liars in that part of their investment is the game, is proving to themselves that they're cleverer than you.
The police have been going around interviewing all of the people that I've ever slept with and stuff like that. I mean, I know they're clutching at straws now, like, but what do they think? I shagged her to death or something, do you know what I mean?
Confident he would never be caught, Kwai goaded the police for 18 months. But they bided their time, and with media attention waning, he became frustrated.
Kwai might want to get caught on some level, even an unconscious level, because knowing himself privately what he has done and gotten away with just isn't enough anymore.
He had a friend called Ray, and one day he had a few drinks with him, and at one point said to him, "I killed a Ray." And of course that was reported back to us.
3 officers from a search team are in Mitchell Kwai's house at the moment.
The police brought Kwai in. After all his months of lying and 32 hours of questioning, it took just 1 hour alone in a cell for the murderer to finally break.
The reason I think Mitchell Kwai confessed is he couldn't resist. He's the type of individual that couldn't resist telling us about what he'd done.
She says, "Right, I'm getting divorced. I'm going to take the kids away from you. You're not going to see the kids." And I just snapped, just got hold of her. And I just couldn't let go. There was tears down the side of her eyes. Her face had gone blue. She was laying there and she was dead. We decided that to dispose of the body was to cut her into pieces.
The final scene of Kwai's performance came as he led police to the various places he'd buried Lindsay's body parts.
He was like an actor performing. Straight away, he would seek out where the camera was. No tears, no wanting to hide his head, as a lot of people do. He just was brazen. Look at me, here I am, Mitchell Kwai. I'm leading the police to where I've put my wife's body parts.
Jailed for life in 2001, Kwai's downfall was his love of the camera. And in fact, cameras may play a huge part in the future of lie detection.
Have you lied in this interview?
I haven't.
From swim-up rooms to world-class spas, gourmet restaurants to infinity pools, it's amazing what our sensatory holidays can do. Holiday experiences only from Thompson, Atoll protected.
Smart knows where to search for property. Over 1 million homes jostle to be his castle. Smart has all the stats at his fingertips. And locals whisper in his ear. Properties fall at his feet the second they appear. For knowledge is his power. Find the perfect home to buy or rent at zoopla.co.uk. Smarter property search.
Are you having any fun? What you getting out of living? Who cares for what you've got if you're not having any fun? Are you having any laugh? Are you getting any loving? If other people do, why can't you have a little fun?
Patients don't realise that there's a problem with acid wear. The causes of acid wear include apples, fruit juices. The acids can actually soften the enamel. That's when the enamel can be worn away. And when it's gone, it's gone. I recommend Pronamel. It re-hardens the softened enamel. Pronamel helps protect your teeth against further acid wear, and we need the enamel. That's what protects our tooth, and that's why I recommend Pronamel twice a day.
I love it.
Nothing beats the feeling of finding just what you're looking for.
Now that's clever.
In the biggest furniture village sale of the year. Everything's reduced, including all our famous brands.
That feels really good.
What do you think?
We'll take it.
The Furniture Village sale is on now. Don't miss out.
With a Magnet kitchen, beauty isn't just on the outside, it's on the inside too. Its innovative design and intelligent use of space that make our kitchens beautiful inside and out. The half-price sale is now on with 50% off all cabinets, plus £500 worth of free appliances and a free AEG coffee machine. Bring in your measurements for an instant quote. Magnet. Find beauty built in.
Book a 7-night cruise sailing from Southampton from $549 per person, and you'll receive £100 per couple to spend on board. P&O Cruises. Time for you.
The January sale is now on, where there's money off winter fuel, a selection of winter thermals, and all the season's must-haves. Every time you spend £20 at the Cooperative, you'll get £5 off your next £20 shop. The Cooperative.
I couldn't have wished for a finer leader.
We're going to war.
Can I trust Lord Loxley?
Don't push me.
This could ruin him.
Mr. Selfridge, open for business, soon on ITV.
There are many valuable tools in detecting lies, including cognitive load.
They sound like mumbling.
The stilling effect thinking intently has on the body.
Obviously, someone's got a guilty conscience.
Micro-expressions.
In less than half a second, we see a leakage of happiness.
And verbal tells, such as talking too much about irrelevant details.
When I've got the dog's bed, I empty the dog's bed's out.
I cooked the beef on the Saturday. I always cook the beef on the Saturday.
For experts, scientific method is essential. Without it, our natural urge is to look for information that backs up what we already think and ignore anything that goes against that view. It's called confirmation bias, and it can make people jump to the wrong conclusions.
Humans aren't passive receivers of information. We look for cues that support our beliefs.
As witnessed in the case of Chris Jeffries, an innocent man who faced trial by media in 2010, having been wrongfully suspected of murdering his neighbour, Joanna Yates. This is confirmation bias at work.
People will look for information that supports their existing views because it actually makes them feel good. They think, oh, I was right, I know this. That increases their self-esteem, and we all do it.
Invented in the 20s, The polygraph was supposed to take human bias out of lie detection. Often called a lie detector, it works by measuring stress levels in the body.
The polygraph isn't a lie detector per se. What a polygraph does is measure your heart rate, your respiration, skin conductance, but it doesn't detect lies.
If stress levels rise when answering questions, it's an indication that the person may be lying. But there's a problem.
Truth tellers will be nervous if they're asked a challenging question. It's always assumed that only liars will be the ones to get nervous about questions. You know, were you unfaithful to your wife? Anybody would be nervous about those kind of questions.
First, innocuous questions are asked to establish a base stress level.
While you were outside, were you chatting to your friend Louis?
Oh, yes.
And then the important question.
Did you steal the money from the handbag?
No.
As you can see from the screen, George's nerves have gone through the roof, his heart rate has increased. If you ask innocent people questions, they can equally get nervous if they feel that they're put under pressure. It's what's inferred from that we have to be careful about with the polygraph.
But as technology advances, the world of lie detection may be about to change. Scientists at Manchester Metropolitan University have spent a decade developing a computer program which, although in its infancy, measures not stress but minute facial expressions. The team has recorded the faces of thousands of people when they are lying and when they are telling the truth. This information is then loaded into the computer's ever-expanding database.
Silent Talker looks at lots of very fine-grained facial features while it's working, and it looks at so many of them that it's impossible to control this combination to put over a convincing appearance of lying, and so it's impossible for a human to beat it.
So if anybody's out there, can you let Shannon go, please?
Silent Talker works by judging individual statements to be true, unknown, or a lie. It then groups 3 together in a row, assigning green for true, red for deception, and other colours in between if there was a mixture of truth and lies. The team claims a 90% accuracy rate for Silent Talker, and to demonstrate the technology, 2 students took part in an experiment. Both were instructed to find a £10 note in the briefcase. One was told to keep it.
So how much money was in the briefcase?
£10.
Okay. And what did you do with the money?
I examined it and then put it back into the bag. I left it in the briefcase.
Are you sure that you didn't take the money from the briefcase?
Very sure. Positive.
Have you lied in this interview?
I haven't.
Have you lied in this interview?
No.
After careful analysis of the results, Silent Talker correctly identified which of the students was lying.
And have you lied in this interview?
No.
There are a huge number of potential applications for Silent Talker. Some of the most obvious are border control at airports and ports, and also in police interviews to catch guilty people.
We applied Silent Talker to some of the cases in this programme.
First thing I do if Lindsay came back is hug her. So, I'd be happy to know she's all right. She's the children's mother.
8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Was that when she went to school?
Yeah.
By herself?
Don't find it difficult to come home. Please come home, Lindsay.
So far, Silent Talker has been tested in lab conditions, mostly on male students, but will soon be trialled by a British police force. However, it will of course never be a replacement for hard evidence.
If you imagine a world where people can't get away with lying, that's a very different world from the one we're in now. And what level do you take it to? No doubt the day will come when you could have a Silent Talker on your iPhone or Android and actually point it at somebody and see if they were lying to you or not.
If he's right, getting away with a lie could become a thing of the past. But until then, armed with a clearer knowledge of how people actually lie, hopefully we all have a better chance of spotting the liars in our own lives.
Once you know what liars really do when they're lying to you, you'll never look at people the same again. You'll always be conscious of it.
Barnaby and the team are back in brand new Midsummer Murders here tomorrow night at 8. And tonight, coming face to face for one compelling interview with Keane and Vieira, the best of enemies, here at 10:35.